and away we go.
Okay, I'll start off. Do you
Alright
think
then.
we'll ever see the rise of another Hitler-like figure in this world in the next 100 years? And if it were to happen, do you think it would be organically, or do you think it would literally be artificially created?
I more tend to say artificially created.
There's no way in heck they would allow it to be organic. They would shut them off, shut someone off like that massively.
You can't control them the way they want to control it.
They lost a bit of power when when social media came, but they still, if it's something, they still have the power to shut someone off
Very
they
true.
don't like, as we've seen with X and silencing conservatives to a certain extent lately. Yet again, so apparently Elon wants Farage out, might potentially want Farage out of reform.
Or at least he wants Farage to step down as leader of reform.
And replace him with who?
Good question.
I think Rupert Lowe's an interesting one, but I personally would like him still not being leader, so he can actually grill Starmer's ass and keep that guy in check. I don't think Nigel is willing to give up power.
No, he won't.
So what does that mean? That because of Nigel's stupidity, we're going to reform could lose out of millions.
Well, the thing is, though, why should reform rely on big donations from billionaires to guarantee reform's chances of winning the next election?
Because Jamie, the little guy doesn't have enough money. And in contrary to belief, it takes a lot of money to win elections. Just in them, yes, we all say we want to we all say that we were going to vote reform, right? But there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be the inside people, right? A lot that money can do with a lot of building up local support for local councils and for local MPs, right? Some of these MPs that run for freaking council, run for MP seats, right? They don't have a lot of money. They haven't got a lot of money in some of these local council seats, right? The difference of $10,000 can make a massive difference in some of these local tiny campaigns for local seats on that up and down the country. I get the thing. None of us want the country to be freaking run by globalists, but the everyday fucking bloke, everyday Joe Schmo, he can't afford to donate to one party as much as the billionaires can. So what else is there?
Republicans be like, can we at least deport all of the rapist and PDF files? 158 Democrats. No, they say.
The thing is, though, there's a lot of there's a lot of pedophiles in the Republican Party. I know that for a fact. What was his name? The guy, the Speaker of Mike Johnson, the guy that fucking is basically Biden's bitch, has got re-elected to the House. Speaker of the House.
Yeah, he did.
No, I'm not sure that's a good idea. So we basically lost a good MP. What did we gain out with Matt Gaetz fucking resigning? Nothing. We lost a good Starch warrior that was check.
South Koreans brave snowstorm to rally for and against impeached president. Hundreds of South Koreans rallied near the residence of impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol, demanding his ouster and arrest as authorities prepare to renew efforts to detain him over his martial law decree.
Yeah, I don't get why this guy. I don't get why. Well, I know why he resigned. Because they wanted him out. They wanted Matt Gaetz out, even though he's one of the only people calling them out. Now, maybe he decided it's not worth it, and I'm just going to freaking do an own person.
Elon Musk's Starlink to launch on United Airlines flight by spring.
Sadiq Khan is now a fucking sir. In my opinion, I think he should never have gotten that title. The guy even said, why the fuck would I want a title? Yeah, he gave him one. He doesn't deserve one. Quite hilarious.
What is?
They would still be in their yurts. They're hilarious. They're up there fucking nose and bullshit. The bullshit. What else is there?
Getty Images considers merger with Shutterstock. Bloomberg reports.
Getty. Never heard of them.
There's this company that's responsible for. I'm not sure it's copyrighted or copyright free, but they work with images for whatever purpose, whatever occasion. So
they're an AI company.
Oh no, they don't work with AI. If they did work with AIs, the first thing they worked on was something around taking pictures and having images distributed somewhere, like properly photographed images with professional cameras.
Oh.
So this is way before AI.
Keir Starmer claims that the problem in England is Islamophobia. No, the problem is we're scared of being replaced. You fucking Nancy Pillock. Fucking resign before we fucking kick you out. He says that Islamophobia. No, it's not. It's the fact we are being ethnically replaced. We don't want to be ethnically replaced. Curator.
Canadian equates set to grow in 2025, but at a slower pace as political turmoil swirls. The Canadian equity market is expected to grow in 2025, but at a slower pace due to political uncertainties and tariff threats from the United States, as noted by Angela Korkafas, senior investment strategist at Edward Jones.
Wait, Angela Rayner was awarded Politician of the Year.
What? Okay, but for what?
Exactly. Is this
I
some
mean,
type of fake award to give them brownie points? She's almost as bad as fucking Stormer. As much as I have to say it, she has been quite quiet compared to her and Reeves.
yeah,
Her,
the
him
only thing
and
I've
Rachel
heard,
Reeves and Lammy
the only
and
the only thing I've
Stephen.
heard from Angela Rayner
That's the
is the
thing.
fact,
Angela is being quite quiet because I think she's realizing if I fucking talk shit right now, I'm probably going to be fucked when it comes to when Stormer gets axed in a couple of months. If I shut up, be a nice person, don't say anything controversial, maybe I might have a chance of replacing the fucking the Todger. Angela Rayner, surprisingly, has been one of the most quiet bitches I've ever seen. She's being
playing the
quiet.
long game, is
She's
she?
not getting into any arguments. She's being quite tame. The reason is because I have a hunch that they're going to replace her. She's going to be the next PM.
Yeah, it's like she knows that Keir Starmer's
She's
time
not a
as
fucking
leader
idiot. She knows that she
is running out.
knows that he's getting replaced in a fucking year. She's been dealt the second memo. She's the real president. She's the real candidate, right? That Labour really wanted in. But even they internally know if they try to elect her publicly, she would never fucking get in. She's even more insane than that batshit crazy weirdo what we've got. Polls are saying that apparently Reform could get 120 seats.
Yeah, it's likely. It's early days, you know. Reform could get more seats in the next year or two, perhaps. At the
Did
at
you
the rate they're
realize?
growing, it could.
Did he realize about the report?
What new MP?
There's an MP that defected to Reform.
Oh yeah, I heard about that somehow. I forgot what his name was. So would that mean there's 6 Reform MPs in the House of Commons? I think it has to be because if a current sitting MP in the House of Commons defected to Reform, that makes it 6.
Yes, Mohan Singh, a Sikh that has protected young British women from freaking Muslim gang rapes. He's got my approval. If it's acceptable for British politicians to kneel for George Floyd, why is it not acceptable for American citizens to tweet about the victims of British rape gangs? So for Labour to spend 100 staff of years campaign for Kamala, why is it not acceptable for the US government for Labour lead politicians such as Lammy Khan to slander Trump as racist? Why is it not acceptable for America to criticise British politicians for systemic betrayal of the British citizens? If this is acceptable for Westminster elites to praise Biden Kamala, why is it acceptable for American elites to praise Farage? Good point. Good point. Do you think the UK will become an American state? Do you think Scotland will become American? Or do you think any of Britain will become American at some point in the next 100 years?
Maybe in the next 100 years, with enough interest, it's
I think,
likely.
I think there will be, because I don't want us. We're becoming weak, right? Our country's weak, right? We've got a decent military for now. Our economy is getting a bit worse. I think it will come a point where we will have to merge with the old Britain, and we'll become one again with the new Britain.
Brazil orders police to investigate Israeli soldier on vacation in country for war crimes. A former Israeli soldier fled Brazil after an investigation was launched against him for alleged war crimes in Gaza, according to reports. The Hind Rajab Foundation filed the complaint accusing the soldier of participating in massive demolitions of civilian homes in Gaza during a systematic campaign of destruction. The case has sparked political controversy in Israel, promoting discussions in the keenest about actions against Israeli soldiers globally.
Did you hear that Biden gave George Soros the Presidential Medal of Freedom?
Yes, I've heard.
That must posted a meme of Biden handing handing Emperor Palpatine a medal. Why? He's happy to criticize George Soros, the Jew, but he's not happy to freaking criticize any other Jews. He's happy to criticize George Soros.
And he gave it to Hillary Clinton too. Just Stop Oil protester Gay Delap recalled to prison after issues fitting electronic tag. Delap was previously released on bail and was due to receive a tag as part of her bail conditions.
George Soros has donated tens of millions to radical anti-Israel groups like JVP and If Not Now, a wave of violence and intimidation targeting Jewish students across the country. As a Jew in Nazi Hungary, he posed as a Christian and then helped them loot his fellow Jews. He just proves how much of a Jew he is. He's willing to frickin' scam people. Why is George Soros such an evil man?
Ooh, Amazon
Even
licenses.
even Jerusalem in Israel denounces Soros as an evil fucking man.
Wow, that's quite the plot twist. No, that makes for quality cinema. Amazon licenses Melania Trump documentary as Jeff Bezos cozies up to President-elect. Filming for the documentary began in December 2024, with a release expected in the second half of 2025. Do you think you would watch it?
About what?
A documentary of Melania Trump somehow.
Who knows?
Who knows, yeah.
Supposedly, West Streeting and a lot of Labour MPs in the very hard rural north could potentially lose their seats because of Starmer's stupidity.
That might be.
Mandatory regulation barring the use of Apple AirPods capable of conducting hearing tests and functioning as hearing aids will be scrapped. The budget hasn't even taken effect yet. Why Starmer hasn't moved her on yet, I'll never know. Wait, so the NHS has now banned AirPods?
What banned AirPods?
The NHS. Rachel Reeves will announce pro-business deregulation from NHS regulation barring the use of Apple AirPods capable of conducting hearing tests and function hearing aids will be scrapped.
Ooh. You're gonna like this, Risk. The recent A1 Good John poll as of 3rd of January has come out, showing the predictions for what the House of Commons would look like if a general election were to be held tomorrow or today. And it stands like this. 190 seats for the Tories, 265 seats for Labour, 46 for Lib Dems, 40 for SNP, 3 for Plaid Cymru, Party for Wales, 2 for the Greens, and 77 for Reform. Now that is quite the shock.
It's not a bad statement to put out. Let me know what you think from this statement from Lee. This is from Lee Anderson. It's not a bad statement.
Okay.
Didn't just the UK Home Office. A picture of everybody that is not a picture of people that are none of them. That's not a single white man in there. A white man, a Welshman, or a Scotsman in there. Not a single one. You got a bunch of women, probably a bunch of Muslims, a bunch of Indians, and a bunch of like frickin' Jamaicans. And you've got a bunch of Jews. You haven't got a single one of a single white person there. And how the hell does this represent Britain? There's not a single white person there. So what else is there?
Let's see.
Reform UK is supposedly Reform UK is now at 175 members.
Wow, okay.
They supposedly passed Labour.
Wow, that is absolutely crazy. This is very, very bad for Labour.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very bad, because if that's the case, what are the chances that Reform could win the next election at the rate they're growing at? At first, I thought the best they could do is get to be the lead of the opposition, but hearing recent polls and the rate at their growth, I think for Nigel Farage to be Prime Minister is becoming more and more likely by the days go by.
Yep.
The power of the people. Bezos' Blue Origin poised for first orbital launch next week. The launch window is scheduled
reform.
The launch window is scheduled for no earlier than January 8th, with a time frame from 1 a.m. Wonder if it's Eastern Standard Time or Pacific. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yep. Don't you think it's hilarious how Reform have gotten the government ticker badge and nobody else has? The Tories don't even have a badge. It's quite funny.
Yeah, it is. It's like if they did have a ticker, showing the number of members, what does that reflect for the party themselves?
The Conservatives only have 632 followers, right?
Pardon?
The Conservative Party has 602 followers, right?
602 followers. Yeah, I think I've heard a number like that somewhere.
632,000 followers, right? Reform UK has 461 followers. Nigel Farage has 2.2 million. Rupert Lowe has about 300k. Starmer's going to make an interesting statement on Musk tomorrow. Pretty sure Musk is going to be given a position with diplomatic immunity.
If Doge isn't enough for Musk to do what he wants, presumably.
Do you actually think anything will change with with Doge, that new Department of Government Efficiency? Who knows?
Well, there is going to be a change, but it's not the kind of change people would expect to happen.
So you believe that he's gonna do things that is gonna fiddle with things that's gonna make him and the rich while making us poorer? Probably.
Maybe. But it's also possible that maybe him and Vivek Ramaswamy would be committed to actually cut down on the government spending that the government is currently spending on, reduce that spending down, and put that money to use somewhere else.
Probably you mean defense industry.
Yes.
Or subcontracts or government thingy.
Yeah, that too.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Are you
What is it?
Are you? My God!
What is it?
They're just asking for the Americans to come and conquer us.
What was it they done that is so
London
bad?
police chief threatens arrest of Americans over online posts. Says we'll come after you. What's your message to the London police?
Yeah, that's not good. What are they thinking? Do not go there. Just don't. Ever. Idiots. No,
They don't
you
care
don't mess with that.
They haven't cared since 1776.
You can't just do that. That's going to cause complicated diplomatic relations in the future.
And the fact is that these guys are not even that powerful. They're just local police chiefs. Fuck off, mate. You have no power. Shut the fuck up. You're not an elected member of the House of Commons. You have no say in this.
Flood warnings in place across Gloucestershire after heavy rain.
Here's one. In 1776, the British demanded we surrender our weapons. We shot them.
Chinese hack of US telecoms compromised more firms than previously known.
Save us, Sam.
Healthcare turns to AI for medical note-taking scribes. Oh great, so I guess AI is going to taking over the healthcare industry.
In what country?
Malaysia, it says.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, not very good. If you're relying on AI to do...
Guess what?
That's
Rachel
what?
Reeves has passed her $10,500 energy bill onto the taxpayer. The sum was to heat her second home for over the past 5 years. Meanwhile, pensions are stripped of their fuel allowance. The Guardian is a nest of paedophile apologists. I would say the BBC at this point.
TikTok knew its live streams exploit children, Utah lawsuit claims. TikTok has been accused of knowing its video live streams encourage sexual conduct and exploit children while profiting from them, according to a lawsuit from Utah's Division of Consumer Protection.
$117 million to protect security funding over the next year for Muslims.
The lawsuit claims TikTok Live creates a virtual strip club that connects minors to adult predators in real time, as stated by Utah's Attorney General Sean Reyes. The complaint alleges that TikTok's live stream feature is coupled with monetization, fostering an environment for sexual and illegal acts. Interesting.
Yep. I don't agree with what's being done with Tommy. I do agree that he's probably done some dodgy stuff, and I do believe he's probably grifting on the fact that of the rape gangs, right? But again, if we're wanting to win elections, right, is he really promoting him, right? Is he really going to help us win the election?
No.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but you've got in politics. If you want to be a mainstream party, right? They'll use that against us. We can't. He's not going to help us. Reform is trying to appease. I'm sorry, but Reform is trying to appease trying to appeal to the everyday voter, right? The Joe Schmo, right? Why would we support? It's a hard stand to go with.
Tommy Robson's been in a lot of deep shit in the past, and having him part of Reform is going to give every news outlet a reason to more reason to attack Reform.
Yes, it's not worth the fucking hassle. Should he become a Reform MP member?
No.
Personally, I don't think it's in his best interest. I don't think it's in Reform's best interest. In my opinion, look, dude, we want to win this election. Nothing personally against you. We want to win this election. Next election. You're just going to create more bad blood, which you're just going to create more hassle than it's worth. I'm sorry, you cannot be publicly be a member, but you can still vote for us at the election. You just can't publicly be a member. You just have to be independent. I think that's the way to go, because if he's public, Labour, Tories, Lib Dems, Greens, every fucking party, which way is going to freaking... UK judges literally incentivise them to target white girls by giving harsher sentences based on race. Politicians, our media, our justice system. A child molester who abused 2 Asian girls was rightly given a longer sentence than if his victims had been white, because Asian sex crime victims suffer more. Leading judge has ruled. Ms. Just Walker said it was proper for paedophile Jamal Muhammad Rahim Ual Nasir to have been given a tougher than normal sentence because his victims were Asian. That doesn't make it right. Islamic regime Iman. Women are animals created by Allah to be used by men. Women are no different from cows, sheep, horses, or mules. God made women resemble humans so they wouldn't frighten men. God, this guy's such a sycophant. What is wrong with these people?
They're on something, that's for sure.
I want women to fucking go back. I want women to fucking be more modest than that and dress modestly, right? I personally would like more women. I personally would prefer more women to literally just stay at home and that and like take care of the children, right? But even then, I'm not going to view them as a sex object. That's what these people do. And this guy must be in Iran, one of the extreme a Shia, because a Shia Muslim, right? One of the religious Muslims, right? I don't think there's anybody in the Middle East or Saudi Arabia or Kuwait or even Dubai that would think like this.
Only in Iran.
Yeah, it's got to be Iran, because they got rid of these people. They made it unacceptable for these people.
Woman 71 fights off 4 female muggers, keeps purse in Brooklyn subway attack. Dang.
So, breaking, Labour has announced that there will be no national inquiry into the grooming scandal. You can't escape. This will not be forgotten. And you will be sacked.
How a common virus could trigger Alzheimer's disease. Researchers have linked herpes simplex virus 1 with Alzheimer's disease, revealing a surprising potential viral trigger for the neurodegenerative condition. Their study suggests that the tau protein, typically seen as detrimental, might initially act as a defensive mechanism in the brain. I don't know, and this already sounds scary.
So they personally chose families that couldn't fight back, poor families that couldn't fight back. If they tried it with a middle-class family, a family that was very wealthy, they'd be fucked. And they know it. These people are predators. Did you know? Leaving Daily Mail and all these people are reporting Keir will be out in a year. I say he'll be out before April. What do you think the chances are he'll be out before April?
I'd say 70-80%.
Robert Kennedy has now secured the votes needed to be confirmed the HHS secretary. This lunatic thinks that asylum seekers should be fast-tracked to healthcare over native Brit. What do you think these people have done to seek that much virtue? The virtue signal that much? Terrible things to children?
That's one of them.
How can you think that way? Like, think like that foreigners should have access to British healthcare before anybody else. Tommy Robinson confronts corrupt police inspector who was caught taking money from Pakistani Muslims. This is part of his documentary.
Home Office accused of spending £10,000 on lavish dinner at Syracuse in the Gherkin.
I love how they're claiming that Musk is Hitler. How can you claim that?
The thing is, they'll say anything, because...
But how is he Hitler, though? He supports Israel. Hitler was against the Jews. Well, he wasn't at the start.
So, sorry.
Until he learned the power structure, and then he basically said, fuck him.
Just got back in the house. What are we talking about?
Partly, there's people saying that Elon is hit like Hitler, and I don't see the slightest.
I guess in terms of him purging people off of social media, I guess so. But other than that, I just can't really see it. I mean, Hitler was Hitler, and Elon is, well,
Hitler is what we know about him because of the Jews.
pretty.
Yes.
Elon, I could say that maybe he has the potential to be like Hitler with all the with all what he's talking about and like putting chips in people's heads, but he's not
I
Hitler.
don't think he'll be like Hitler though. Hitler wasn't as bad as you think, and I don't think Hitler wanted to get rid of the central bankers, and the people freaking ruling over us.
Yeah, I can't say like everyone in history is a good person, but I say that like they probably did prep up certain things about Hitler that was they probably over exaggerated a lot of things about Hitler, but yeah, I'm not gonna say he was a good person, but I'm not gonna say he was the worst person. It's like Trump. He's not the worst person, but I'm also not gonna say he's a good person. I don't know them. It's because I don't know them personally. I can't determine their character. I can only see what I see on television.
Stanford police were just waiting for him to come to the UK, and then Musk literally bans them. The English police will hunt down and try to arrest Americans who post memes about England. You have white people, policemen praying in a mosque. We're already conquered.
White people praying in a mosque. I'm not gonna lie. Who's the most easily controlled race in the world?
Indians. Give them a couple bit of money, you can easily control them.
Yeah. I guess. I feel like you can
That and maybe African blacks, you could probably control them pretty easy with money as well. But it's mainly Indians and blacks for African blacks. American ones maybe not so much, but
I say when it comes to like
it'd basically just be the poor nation. Poor nations, you could control them, you can manipulate them with wealth because they've got nothing.
So you'd say if there was a white nation that was poor, you can easily control them with money then.
Yes, to a certain extent, yes.
If you're poor,
to a certain extent, yes. If they've got nothing to fight for and they've been brought up to be very strong, then maybe not. Because sometimes they'd be willing to fight to the death over.
I'd say in the West, the majority.
And you also have to be careful of what you say, because quite honestly, some of these people might take it as an insult, and they might actually encourage them to fight.
I'd say Indians probably know.
A guy shoots Trump in the head live at a rally, protected by the Secret Service. No manifesto, no cell data, no text, no emails, no interviews of parents, no footage of his home, no background. This is the real cover-up. Yeah, what happened?
Trump got shot again?
No, we talk about a thing, right? You know the fact that Trump got shot, right? The first time, right?
Right.
At his rally, right? You got no manifesto, no cell data, no text, no emails, no interviews of parents, no footage of his home, no background, no accomplices. Real cover-up. So you're telling me there's no cell phone data on this? There's no text messages on this? There's no emails on this? You're telling me there's no fucking evidence on his of him using his fucking phone? Just minutes before the fucking thingy.
So are we saying it was all staged, pretty much?
No, I'm saying that there's a cover-up here. Whether it was Trump that staged it or not, who knows? I actually think it might have actually been the CIA trying to murder the guy.
I can't really believe that because, Trump is still controlled opposition. Why would they want to try to kill someone that they're controlling?
To manipulate the public, string them to manipulate the public into voting the guy they want them to vote. Maybe at first they weren't interested in having Trump in, but then maybe they realized maybe we should actually have him in. Maybe he's more loyal to Israel than what Kamala would be.
I'm pretty sure Kamala would be.
And they wanted to freaking. I mean, before that election, you can't say there wasn't going to be people that would have swung. People wouldn't have swung to Kamala. Before that,
you really think Kamala wouldn't be loyal to them though? I mean, come on, bro, it's Kamala.
Have you seen her? She was promoting fucking Hezbollah and Hamas.
She was promoting what?
Wasn't she heavily supporting Hamas in Palestine and all that?
To be honest, I have no idea. I don't pay
Neither
attention.
was I. But wouldn't surprise me. The Democrats' motto was they're heavily promoting Palestine, while the Republicans were heavily supporting Israel.
That's why I didn't vote, bro. None of these parties are good. But on top of that, I feel like it's only.
He was not hit by a bullet. It was all done to get him the White House. The kid was a good shot and a Trump supporter.
Wait, you said what?
He was not hit by a bullet. It was all done to get him the White House. The kid was a good shot and a Trump supporter. Wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, so the kid was...
That's what this person, anonymous accounts.
No evidence on it, or is it just theory? Who knows? Maybe the guy was a Trump supporter. Maybe they, orchestrated this all just to,
Tommy Robinson reveals senior police officers. This is incriminating.
Alex Jones addresses those who said he sold out to Elon Musk. No, Alex, you sold out way before this.
You sold out probably fucking 10, 20 years ago, mate.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. But he's lost a lot of weight, though. He's definitely lost a lot of weight. It's impressive. He did lose a lot of weight, so, But yeah, no, he definitely sold out way before that. But anyway, I don't really follow Alex Jones. I'm just, he's just popping up on my feed, so, hey.
Designated terrorist group to host Islamic supremacy conference in Mississauga, Canada, on how to defeat all non-Muslim nations and create a global caliphate.
Bro, who cares about the Islamic? Who cares? Honestly, it's like, all right, cool. I mean,
but heck, in my opinion, would it be that bad to let them all attend that conference, right? And then we all we just murder we arrest these people.
You said what?
Would it be a smart move here to just let this conference happen on the day, happen on the office, happen in the building, and then we literally arrest every single one of these people and try them for fucking treason?
That's never gonna happen.
It won't, but it should happen.
The English police will hunt down and try to... How are they going to hunt down? They're going to hunt down people who make fun of them in the U.S.?
In my opinion, they're asking to be fucking conquered by Britain. America. Even I said this on the thingy. I was pissing myself laughing.
It's like, how are you going to hunt us down? How are you going to hunt people? I mean, I'm not going to post memes, but how are you going to hunt the people who are posting memes about you guys down? What are you going to do? It's like you said. You guys might as well join America at this point. I mean, it's like
yeah. I say, why not become American?
I mean, you said, we're pretty much the same. It's just we're bigger. So, it's like, well, you said America was an extension of Britain. So, it's like and I think you said in the last one, might as well just join the bigger, the bigger team. It's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. It just sounds like a joke at this point. Hunting down people for memes? That's so stupid.
Labour's a fucking... God, this guy's a deplorable cunt.
The Reform Party needs a new leader.
And replacing with who? Stop with the infighting. It's Nigel, get on board. You're not happy, then fuck off.
I don't know if Andrew Tate's serious about Prime Minister.
He's not fucking serious. In my opinion, Nigel, if I'm serious, if he wants to, he should join Reform UK and become an MP. Run for an MP seat and join Reform and help build a new party. If he's seriously interested. He would be able to bring... I'm sure he'd be an extremely good thing for the country. In Britain, Christian preachers are arrested in the street for promoting Christianity. This happened in Leicester, England. Strangely, it doesn't seem to happen with faith preachers from other religions.
Of course it doesn't. Which one is more true?
They'd rather support the two religions of frickin' Satan.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Riz? I mean, of course. But yeah, of course they're arrested, man. It's like, this proves that, that one is more true. I mean, Satan can't wage war against himself. I'd say every religion, other than Christianity, is of Satan. Because, Satan cannot wage war against himself. He can only wage war against, the one that's the most closest to God. That's the most closest to God. So, pretty much, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. And, yeah, so, I mean, may God bless that, preacher. Yeah, for the most part. I know he'll be fine. Strangely, it doesn't seem to happen with faith preachers from other religions. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. You can do Dawa all day. You can promote Buddhism all day. You can promote Confucianism all day. You can promote anything all day, and you'll be just fine. You'll get a lot of support from the liberal side, especially.
Who? Where?
In the West, when it shoot. I would say you can promote Satanism more in the Temple of Satan, and you won't get arrested for that because it's degenerate.
But again, in America, you've got this in America as well. Let's be real here. Your country worships Satan. Don't kid yourselves. You worship the Bible. The Christmas Christian celebrations you worship, right? You have, right? They all worship satanic symbols. They all worship Baal. All the religions worship Baal, the ancient gods.
No, they don't. There's only.
Christianity ain't Christmas all about a pagan festival.
I mean, here's the thing: there are Christians who don't celebrate Christmas, and frankly,
Yeah, there's Christians that don't celebrate Christmas, but it's there. But the vast majority think that's Christmas and that because they've been
frankly,
manipulated.
I mean, here's the thing: it's called Christmas, like Christ miss, so you can kind of see why. And on top of that, too, man, it's like I'd say, man, like I'm not gonna lie. A couple weeks ago, man, you were just like you were talking about like this guy on Twitter who was saying like Santa isn't real. I mean, you like Christmas, so by proxy you worship Baal.
Yeah, I like the whole celebration with family and that, but other than that,
and it's like I can't like stand here and say like
yeah, good point.
Christians like worship like Baal because we don't. I mean, and plus, I'll be honest, I'm kind of indifferent with Christmas. It's like I don't hate it, but it's like I'm not.
Neither do I. I don't hate it, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't make a big deal about it because I'm not really 100% sure because I see both sides.
Yeah. Elon Musk's father says Tommy Robinson will one day be Britain's Prime Minister.
You said what? His grandfather?
Musk's father says Tommy Robinson will one day be British Prime Minister.
Oh, okay.
Jamie, what do you think the chances of that happening?
What happened?
Tommy Robinson becoming the Britain's Prime Minister.
0.1%.
What is Tommy Robinson about again? I forgot.
He's a journalist that went undercover and exposed the grooming gangs, and he was basically made a political prisoner by the UK government. They also claim that he was arrested for a bunch of other stuff as well, right? But I have my suspicions they kind of treated it. They kind of did they gave him the Andrew Tate treatment, right? What they did to Andrew and Tristan, I have my suspicions they did the same thing like that to Tommy Robinson.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really take Andrew and Tristan. I'd probably.
But neither do I. I think they're probably charlatans or people.
Well, they're shells. I think they're just shells of their former selves, as you know, because they
definitely sold out someone.
I mean, they were coming. They came in. Well, Andrew came in hot. Tristan was still tamed. He was like he was just with his brother. He was agreeing with the same things his brother was doing, but it was mainly Andrew who was driving the truck, driving the main truck to like this, and that's why they got arrested to begin with. But it's like Andrew's a shell of his former self. He says certain things which people don't go whoa anymore, but that's about it. I mean, when he first came out, he was funny. He was great. I mean, I'd watch him. Andrew, he's more tamed, and that's fine. I don't know, but he sold out too, so he's just a puppet now to distract us.
It's all part of the game.
It is.
Well.
It's always a game. I'll be honest. I wonder what year or what century it became a game, because I believe at first it was extremely genuine. I wonder when it became a game.
I feel like the Industrial Revolution could be a starting point.
That could definitely be the case. That could definitely be the case. Not gonna lie.
But of course, there are different systems in society where people had different professions, live lives differently to how we live today. I'd say the Industrial Revolution is a starting point to the current system that we currently live in.
Huh. Imagine what we have been if we weren't interrupted. I don't really get it.
Either way.
I'll be honest, I really don't get it. Can you explain that, Risk? I think you sent it
about
in the
what?
Chat. You said you sent a photo that said, "Imagine what we have," or I'm pretty sure he meant to say what we would have been if we weren't interrupted or something.
Which one was that?
You sent a photo.
Imagine what we would have had if we were interrupted. It was a bunch of I think it was this guy from Africa saying, "What would have happened if Britain didn't colonize us?" And I said, and I can guarantee you that would have never happened. Some of these people are deluded. They actually think, oh, if Britain didn't colonize them, they would actually be this magnificent country like Nirvana, where you're this massive technological empire. That would never happen. You might have some technology. You wouldn't have this. You wouldn't have the steam engine. You wouldn't have massive drills. You wouldn't have automobiles.
You never really know. You never really know what would
Well, you
happen.
do know, because like Ethiopia, it's one of the only nations that wasn't colonized, and they're one of the most, and they're not even that very advanced in the 20th century.
But it's still functional either way.
Still
Yeah.
functional, but it's not very advanced, and it hasn't really got really stable housing. They're not a first world country. They're a third or fourth world country. Why is Labour planning to abolish newly introduced ID checks at elections? They are in place all over Europe. Another attempt to pardon to a Muslim vote, which is abandoning Labour. No, it's because they want to fucking steal elections. Anything else you want to say, or is that us?
That's us.